is Tuesday, October 19th, 2021. Good afternoon and welcome to the news coming to you from LVING Radio, the voice of truth. On the news this afternoon, federal government scraps DPR, PPPRA, PEV, SACS CEOs. Sokoto State government confirms the killing of 43 people by bandits. Kolawole disowns parallel Congress in Abia State. And on the foreign scene, airstrikes hits capital of Ethiopia's Tigray. To bring you details of these and other stories, I am Princess Josiah. Now the news in full. The chairman of the National Committee for the All Progressive Congress, APC, in Abia State, Honorable Kolawole Babatunde, has described a parallel Congress conducted by a faction of the party as mere picnic. Babatunde, who spoke while declaring the results of the elections, said the Congress was peaceful and well conducted. He said 1,277 delegates out of the 1,700 delegates were accredited for the exercise. He said 1,277 delegates out of the 1,700 delegates were accredited for the exercise. Babatunde, who is a former member of the House of Representatives from Ondo State, said those who conducted a parallel Congress with sanction, as his panel was the only sent by the party's National Secretariat to conduct the State Congress in the state. Elected at the Congress are Chief A. Naya Habo as chairman, Chief Grant Wongo, Deputy Chairman, Chief Chidi Avonaja, Secretary, Mrs. Chino Erondo, State Women Leader, amongst others. In his acceptance speech, the newly elected State Chairman, Chief A. Naya Habo, pledged to rebuild the APC in the state, adding that the doors of the party are open for genuine members. Leaders of APC in Abia State, Chief Ikechi Emenike, Deputy Chief of the House of Representatives, Honorable Kiruka Onyejocha, were among other top political class that attended the Congress. The exercise, which took place at Chidebere Park, Ono Uzuakole Road, was manned by heavily armed security operatives from the Department of the State Service. And Nigeria Police. 43 members have been confirmed killed in the wake of the attack by bandits on Goroye Township in Goroye local government area of Sokoto State. The state governor, Aminu Tambuwal, who made a clarification on Monday, said the toll was confirmed after due diligence on figures of those who lost their lives to the market attack that occurred the previous day. While receiving the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya, who paid him a visit. At the government house, Governor Tambuwal has said the bandits killed about 30 people. In his reaction to the killings, President Muhammadu Buhari said a tough warning to bandits, saying their clock of ultimate destruction was ticking and they will no longer have a place to hide. According to the president, bandits are living in the false paradise of invisibility, but reality will soon down on them harder than ever before. Still on some presidential issues, President Muhammadu Buhari has urged insurance companies in the country to improve efficiency and honor claims in good time to policyholders. The president made the call during his conferment as the grand patron of the Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria by the chairman and members of the governing council of the institute. The event was held in the presidential villa, Abuja. President Buhari commended the leadership of the institute under Maftua Oyegole for bringing some sanity into the Nigerian insurance industry, as well as giving more visibility to the importance of the industry in national development, counselled them to do more.
Areas and businesses that will benefit from and be benefited by the insurance industry. As you are well aware, you need to dispel misconceptions about the insurance industry presently held by a good number of Nigerians, especially as it relates to claims and need for insurance. As I have said on many occasions and will continue to reiterate, it is my commitment to leave a sustainable growth and development legacy by the end of this administration. Furthermore, the insurance industry as a whole must improve its efficiency and honor claims in good time.
He thanked players in the insurance industry, including the CIIN, for supporting this government, as well as the kind words and appreciating the progress made in various areas of development. He specifically highlighted the contribution of 500 million to support the fight against COVID-19 pandemic in its early days in the country. In his remarks, Oyegole lauded the Buhari-led administration's sustained efforts to eliminate poverty in the country through laudable initiatives such as the National Social Investment Program, the Cash Transfer Scheme, and National Social Housing Program, amongst others.
These programs and many others have impacted Nigerians. Your Excellency, the inclusion of insurance in the policy formulation of these green initiatives will guarantee sustainability.
The Department of Petroleum Resources, the Petroleum Product Pricing Regulatory Agency, and the Petroleum Equalization Fund are all officially scrapped and do not exist anymore, the federal government says. It also said while workers of the three agencies would be protected, their chief executives have been relieved of their various appointments. The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Timipre Silva, stated this while speaking on the sidelines of the inauguration of the boards of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority and the Nigerian Upstream Regulatory Commission in Abuja. He explained that with the passage of the Petroleum Industry Act, the NPRA and NURC have taken over the functions of the DPR, PPPRA, and PEF. He stated that the process for aligning the workers of the defunct agencies with the new regulatory bodies had already commenced as the staff had to be rationalized. Sylvia stated that the inauguration of the boards on Monday marked the beginning of the successors agency. And away from that to some political matters, ahead of the National Congress of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, female members of the party have insisted on having the deputy chairman North position. The women made the call during a meeting at the party secretariat in Abuja on Sunday. The demand comes days after the National Executive Committee of the party approved the recommendation of its committee to zone the position of national chairman to the north. Based on the decision, all positions in the party currently occupied by people from the south will go to the north, and those occupied by people from the north will go to the south. Days after that decision was announced, northern leaders of the PDP picked Senator Iyorchia as their consensus candidate. The national convention is scheduled to take place on October 30 and 31. Former House of Reps member Nkoyo Toyo spoke to newsmen at the end of the meeting.
Out its plans to ensure that women are given this 35% in the party. That is why we are very excited to say that in addition to the two ladies who we have today, there are many others who have picked up the forms and are ready to also contest the positions within the party. It is our hope that this direction of the party will be reinforced by the leaders of the party who will take this seriously because it's coming out of their own position and their own decision and resolution at the neck to make sure that this happens, and we're excited to see this happening. Initially, we were very worried that the women will not come out, but we're very excited to say that the women have come out in their numbers, and this is a real historic moment, both for the PDP and for us who are women in the party, and we look forward to a brighter future for the women of the party.
The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, says it has seized not less than 2 million kilograms of cocaine, heroin, other hard drugs and substances in the past 9 months of 2021. Chairman and Chief Executive of the NDLEA, Brigadier General Buba Marwa, retired, told newsmen in New York that there was no longer a hiding place for drug traffickers in Nigeria.
We have been very active and offensive-oriented in launching action across the length and breadth of the country to seize all illicit substances, whether in homes, highways, in the forests, business, premises, factories, everywhere. We have also moved towards the seizure of the assets of those parents involved and have upped our prosecution of the cases within the limits of human rights of the suspects. And we are moving very aggressively to do more as far as this is concerned. We believe that every single kilogram seized is 1 kilogram less on the streets.
Marwa said Nigeria had achieved a lot in the war against drug abuse, as Nigeria Drug Law Enforcement Agency had moved towards the seizures of assets of persons involved in prosecuting them within the limits of human rights. Marwa said the agency had been working closely with the Ministry of Health, National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, and with some other foreign partners.
The NDLEA is an intelligence organization, and we work based on intelligence to get at those criminals that are trafficking substances. We are also in the process of ratcheting up our activities against cannabis, because cannabis users form the bulk, by 70% of those who use drugs in the country. We have in Nigeria around 10.6 million users of cannabis, which is by itself the population of several African countries. 10.6 million is very high.
You're still listening to Living Radio, the voice of truth. Still to come on the news, we have business, foreign, sports, and weather update. Do stay tuned.
Living Radio, the voice of truth. Truth, 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 truth.
You're welcome back. Up next is business news. In business, the ambassador of Japan to Nigeria, Matsunaga Kazuyoshi, says the total trade volume between Nigeria, the economic powerhouse in Africa, and Japan is $1 billion per year. Kazuyoshi stated this via a recorded video at the inauguration ceremony of a 2-week anti-piracy course organized by the Martin Luther Agwai International Leadership and Peacekeeping Center in Jaji, Kaduna. Living Radio News Studios has it that the anti-piracy course was also a collaboration with United Nations Development Program and Japanese government. The envoy expressed his determination to promote activities that would boost the trade volume between his country and Nigeria. He stressed the need for concerted efforts that would promote bilateral trade between the two countries and also enhance economic growth of Nigeria to address unemployment and poverty. He said the lack of employment opportunities had become widespread practice, which has led to crime as a means of livelihood, which he said could only be caught through eradication of poverty. And on the foreign scene, Ethiopian forces hit the Tigray capital of Mekele with airstrikes. Humanitarian officials and diplomats told newsmen in a new phase of the nearly year-long war in the country's north. They are the first reported air raids in Mekelle since the conflict erupted in November last year, although there have been others in the Tigray region. The first air raid occurred in the morning on the outskirts of Mekelle near a cement factory, the sources said. The second took place around midday in the city center near the Planet Hotel, often used by the top officials from the Tigray People's Liberation Front, the region's former ruling party, and the target of a government military operation since November 2020. The reports could not be independently verified and government officials could not be reached for comments. Medicals of trials in Mekelle could not immediately be reached to provide information on casualty. The strikes come as the government appeared to be pursuing a new offensive in the war against the Tigray People's Liberation Front, which dominated national politics before Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed took office in 2018. And over to sports. In the world of sports, 9-time African champions, Nigeria Super Falcons, are confident that they can achieve a good win on home ground on Wednesday that will put them at a relative advantage in their 2022 Women Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers against Ghana's Black Queens. Both fierce continental rivals will battle at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena in the first leg fixture, which will eliminate one of the best teams in women's football on the continent and render that team inactive for the next 2.5 years. The 12th Women African Cup of Nations, scheduled for Morocco in the summer of next year, will also serve as a qualifying tournament for the 32-team 2023 FIFA World Cup finals in Australia and New Zealand in 2023. On Sunday, 17th October, the Super Falcons camp opened in Lagos ahead of the double quick fixture with the Black Queens, with the return leg holding in Accra on Sunday. Nigeria and Ghana were two of the 6 participating teams at last month's maiden edition of Aisha Buhari's Invitational Women's Tournament, which also involves South Africa, Morocco, Cameroon, and Mali. And here's the weather report for the rest of the day, Tuesday, October 19, 2021. About the commercial hub center of APC State will be cloudy, mostly cloudy, and showers of temperature on 22 degrees Celsius. While residents of Umuahia, the Abia State capital, will witness a rainy evening at a temperature expected to be around 22 degrees Celsius. Lagos, the center of excellence, will witness thunderstorms at a temperature put at 24 degrees Celsius. While Abuja, the capital of the country, will witness thunderstorms at a temperature of 21 degrees Celsius. Port Harcourt City will be cloudy at a temperature put at 22 degrees Celsius. And we are sure expecting that the Kenyan city of Calabar will witness a rainy night and thunderstorms at a temperature expected to be around 23 degrees Celsius. And that's our package for you this lovely afternoon. But before we go, let's take a recap of the stories that made the main news. You heard in the news that the Department of Petroleum Resources, the Petroleum Products Pricing Regulatory Agency, and the Petroleum Equalization Fund are all officially scrapped and do not exist anymore, the federal government says. We want to tell you that the chairman of the National Committee of the All Progressive Congress, APC, in Abia State, Honorable Kolawole Babatunde, has described the parallel Congress conducted by a function of the party as mere picnic. You also heard from the foreign scene that Ethiopia's forces hit the Tigrarian capital of Mekelle with airstrikes, humanitarian officials and diplomats told newsmen in a new phase of the nearly year-long war in the country's north. And that was the news as edited by Chinex Ndubisi. For more information, please call us on 090-9613-1768, 090-9613-1768. Or you can join us on our live streaming on www.livingradio.com.ng. Also feel free to download our app from there and be a part of our live conversations. Join our Facebook page on Living Radio and be a part of what we do. Still remember, we're on Radio Garden. Simply find us by typing in Living Radio. I am Princess Josiah. Thanks for your time and have a beautiful afternoon.